Yo, what's up, ladies and G's? Much love to those returning, and shout out for those tuning in for the first time. As you all know, it's Level Up Daily, one of the hottest podcasts on the planet right now. And today I have a very, very special guest for you. I mean, to be honest, the weather's changing, right? It's fall season, it's about to go into winter. So, sports are a big thing coming up. You got basketball, football right around the corner, right? So, I mean, if you love basketball, right? If you love hoops, then just stay exactly where you are, as I have a young influencer who was taking over the game by storm. And I mean, he's like 18 years old, man. He's established himself as one of the top analysts within the basketball community. I mean, he's interviewing some of the world's greatest athletes and hanging with some of the top rappers in the hip hop industry. And today I have the one and only Buster Scher on today's episode. What's up, Bust? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, man? I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. I mean, it's only right, especially considering all the success and everything that you had, right?
Gotta give you that. I can't say yes to that, but thank you.
I feel it, man. I feel it. So, yeah, you said you just getting back, from a workout and everything. I know we talked prior to the podcast and everything's going. So I'm glad everything's good on your end, and I'm glad to have you on the show. I'm definitely excited. I know a lot of people will love this segment. A lot of people have been asking, who I have on the episode coming up next. And I was just like, just wait on it.
Hell yeah, I love it.
Absolutely. But usually what I like to do for a lot of my guests is open up the floor a little bit to allow my viewers who don't know you necessarily and get your backstory and a little bit about you. So if you don't mind, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your backstory?
Yeah, so I think the best 2-minute rundown I can do is when I was like 13 or 14 years old, Facebook was really turning into the monster platform that it is now owning Instagram and everything. But back then, I was still a huge basketball fan, but wanted to kind of get my voice out there. And the route that I took to do that when I was like 13, 14 years old was blogging on then Facebook about fantasy basketball. And I was terrible at it. I've gone back and looked at it. It was just horrendous writing. Nobody looked at it.
Yeah.
But I probably got like 500 likes on that page, and I don't know, probably like 4 months of writing on it every single day. But back then, like I was pumped about that. Like that got me excited. I was just able to write and have fun, and I had, back then I thought I wanted to be a broadcaster, and to a certain extent, I thought that in high school as well. But I didn't like, this was just pure passion, which I think is, one of the best ways to discover, a career, just because you'd be doing it anyways. So I was doing that. And then I decided I want to make it a little bit broader. So I started a basketball outlet on Facebook as well called All NBA All Day. And that one was the same thing, but a little bit broader. And I included photo edits, video edits, and that gained about 25,000 followers in a couple months. And I started to learn the algorithm, get a hang of things. And then Facebook eventually launched this thing called Facebook Live in specific countries. So what I would do is I would create, and it wasn't for pages yet, but I would create personal accounts, because back then I thought I wanted to be a broadcaster. So I was like, well, man, I have a platform of 25,000 people at age like 15, 16. And like, why am I not just experimenting with it? So I created a Facebook account from one of the countries that I knew they were testing Facebook Live in. So I was able to Facebook Live and be like one of the first people here in the States to do so. And I would just share the post, share the personal live stream on the page. And I just started talking hoops with people and answering questions. And that, kind of back then had never really been done before.
Yeah.
Because the only route to do that is actually on TV, and there's no interactive aspect. So
right.
I figured that out. A lot of different pages thought that it was cool. So they started having me on their pages of 100,000 to a couple million followers. And I was doing like a weekly Lakers stream. It got to a point where I was literally in one night at like age 16. So like sophomore year of high school, right?
Yeah.
I was doing like 5 or 6 different live streams, just going from page to page to page.
Yeah.
And I did it for free on one condition, that I could promote the hell out of myself. And that kind of started the personal brand, eventually. And then I moved on to Hoops Nation, which is the basketball outlet that I run now. It's like my version of, my love of basketball without, including my personal brand over the top. I do use it as a vehicle for my personal brand, doing the live streams and all that still. But, it really is a basketball outlet more than anything else. from LeBron James dunking on someone to a middle schooler, crossing somebody up,
Right.
all the in between. And, that has led to a million different things, working for a bunch of different companies, working for Ice Cube in LA, working for Gary Vaynerchuk in New York, working for Overtime. And I hosted a show for them for about 8 months, doing a live NBA Finals broadcast with Michael Rappaport. I don't mean to spew, but like that's
no, man.
That's like I said 2 minutes. That ended up being like 4 minutes. But yeah, that's kind of like my very brief story, and I'm sure we'll get into a lot more throughout this.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And I thank you for all of that. I mean, like I said, this is the podcast where we open up and share our insights. So don't hold back. But yeah, that's dope, man. I definitely congratulate you on all your success. Like I said, this Gary V work on Ice Cube, Overtime, like these different brands and these entities, that's huge, especially on this platform. And I know you said, your sophomore year, you was like on one condition, right? You get to brand yourself. Now, at that age, 16 years old, right? Like parents got to come into play. And I know my mom and my dad probably like, yeah, you got to go to bed. It's no staying up editing, videos, highlights, people getting dunked. Like, what was their take on that? Was they like concerned a little bit, or was they like, supporting you, or what was that transition like?
So fortunately, both my parents are in, creative fields. Both our parents are artists. Mom's a graphic designer. Dad's an animator.
Nice.
So, I'm super fortunate in the fact that they never pushed school too hard. And I was a terrible student, by the way, like really bad. Really, really bad. Just because I can't do it to this day. I can't do anything that I don't enjoy. I cannot make myself study chemistry. Like,
yeah, that's
I
a
will
no-go.
fail the class before I will study. And that's how it was all the way through school, pretty much. And they knew that, but at the same time, once there was like something like starting to brew, and like there were real numbers, like there was a point in like summer of 2016 where I edited a bunch of videos and they got like 25 million views. And I was like, maybe this is something. And that kind of, I think, clicked with them, and they kind of gave me freedom from there on out. I work super hard at the stuff that I enjoy, and I don't work at all at the stuff that I don't. So like in high school, I was on the side of all this, like sophomore, junior year, I was broadcasting like 4 to 5 different high school sports games a week, all the way from, field hockey, girls field hockey, to girls soccer, to boys soccer, to the football team, to girls softball, like, traveling all over Connecticut to do that.
Nice.
But, at the end of the day, though, my parents have been very, very supportive.
That's dope, man. I'm glad to hear that, because especially nowadays, parents be like, yeah, you should go to college, you should do this. They try to throw it down, some family members' throats in a sense. But I'm glad and appreciate that, your family is open to the idea of you doing your own thing and following out your own, passion and what you want to do.
Yeah. And a fun story about that is like, I always didn't want to go to college from a young age, but I still thought that I was going to, because the only way I wasn't going to go is if I was in a position not to go and it made sense. If I was in a position to tell people that I wasn't going to college, and they're like, yeah, you're making the right choice. That's when I knew that's when I thought that I would know that I was making the right choice. But junior year of high school, I met with a college advisor. And she said that I was the first person she ever told not to go to college. That kind of clicked with the fam. So
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I got you.
Because I was such a bad student, it made no sense.
Yeah. You just like, nah, just stay out there and keep doing it.
She looked at like my terrible SAT scores and terrible grades, and she was like, "Yeah, don't go to college. Do what you're doing. Like, you're having fun and you're making money. Do it."
Right. Yeah. Hey, that's love. That's real right there. I mean, I wish more people do that though. Like, be honest, with their family, friends, or just people in general, and just tell them like straight up, like, yo, this is what you're great at. Go do that, instead of trying to force you towards something you're really not comfortable with.
It never works, man. It never works. And then you get trapped.
Right. And it's over. It's over.
Over.
But with that being said, man, I know you'd say you touched up on a few things as you first starting off. You know, on Facebook, you had a program that you was running. You know, you did highlights and everything, and now it switched over to Hoops Nation, right?
Yeah.
As far as that going. So how was that? You know, just to basically summarize that for those who don't know, who's not really like hip to Instagram and don't really know that Hoops Nation background.
Yeah. So Hoops Nation is Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, website at times. And, you know, people just don't look at websites, honestly. Right. But, you know, it's like the memes. If you're a basketball fan, you're going to like it. If you're a diehard basketball fan, you're going to love it. You know, and that's like, I'm not trying to, with Hoops Nation, I'm not trying to, you know, be a basketball account for non-basketball fans. Like, if I'm only here for basketball fans, and that's what it is. Highlights, memes, analysis, collaborations with players and other accounts. And if you want to know a lot about basketball, like if you're not into basketball and you want to be, it's the best place to go look.
Gotcha. So now, do you cover like just the NBA, or do you go to like college sports as well, or
college, high school, middle school, kindergarten, bro? Whatever is lit, I'm gonna cover it.
Yeah. I got you. Anybody getting crossed up or dunked on, we got it. I got you.
Yeah, I don't know how many kindergartners will be dunked on each other. Maybe on low hoops.
Right. Exactly. But that's dope, man. That's real dope. So a lot of people can actually look out and search for Hoops Nation and find out more if they wanted to on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter and stuff like you said. So that's really, really, really dope. And when it comes to, you know, those relationships overall, because I see that you interview, you know, some NBA players, like some celebrity athletes, I guess you can say. And I see that you do this thing where, you know, it's like a 60-second type of video.
Yeah.
Right? So how did that begin? Like, how did that start? Like, how did you make that connection, really?
I was taking a train into the city to host a show for Overtime, and just clicked in my head. I was like, wait a second, I should be doing a series on Instagram that's only 60 seconds. What should I do? A 60-second interview. It takes 25 seconds from the celebrity's end, takes less on my end, and I can throw it up, and it's good, original, organic content, and there's then the association from them to me to them, and it gets them some publicity. And if they repost it, then it gets me publicity.
That's dope. So it's a win-win for both teams.
Yeah, see, how everything should be.
Exactly. That's rare in sports, especially with basketball. It's either one person winning, the other person losing.
Well, that's a good parallel.
Exactly. Now, who was the first person you interviewed when it came to starting up your 60-second video when you got the idea?
First person I interviewed.
Yeah.
I think it was Langston Galloway of the Pistons. Just
nice.
I was texting him at the time, and I was just like, bro, I have this new series idea. And he did it immediately, and he was awesome about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there have been some funny stories. Like, for a couple of the episodes, like Gary Vee did one, and I asked for a 30-second response. Guess how long the response he sent me was?
Oh, man, come on, it's Gary Vee, man. You know it had to be like 5 minutes.
Exactly. It was 5.5 minutes. So I had to cut that down to 30 seconds.
Yeah. Had to get creative.
Yeah. So that was that. And another one, Kobe still hasn't responded to his. He responded over text, but my question for him was, so I know when you when kids crumple up paper and toss into a trash can, they yell, "Kobe."
Yep.
What do you say when you do it? He thought the question was funny, but I don't think he was doing press at the time that I sent it to him, so he wasn't that any response. But he said that nobody had ever asked it to him before, so that was funny. But
yeah, that's dope. That's so dope.
Yeah,
man.
So it's just a fun series. The kid I got on the one I'm posting today as of recording this is this guy Robert. He's 7'7" and 17 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Where's this kid at?
Well, he grew up overseas, but now he's in Ohio at, I believe, IMG Academy, one of the top basketball academies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you. That's dope, man. That's dope. And I know you mentioned, you had Langston earlier from the Detroit Pistons, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I'm actually from Detroit, so I'm like, I'm
Oh,
connected. I'm connected with these people out here. That's kind of dope. That was your first one, and you talking to somebody from Detroit from a podcast. So I
yeah.
guess it's like full circle for you.
That's funny, man. I feel like there's more for us to talk about Detroit, but
Yeah.
yeah, Andre Drummond's done it as well. He's like the nicest NBA player I've ever met, by the way.
Oh yeah, he's super cool, dude.
The nicest.
Yeah, definitely cool. He came out to a couple of events I had too. So he's just a great guy overall.
He's like by far the nicest. It's insane. And some guys, I'm not going to name any names, but are like real dicks.
Yeah. You be like, yeah, you're cool, but
so I gotta dap them up when they're really nice. So.
Exactly. That's love right there, man. So now, basically, because we all over the place. Obviously, look, we just diving into everything. But when it comes to basketball, really, like, can you hoop though? Because that's a question that I have for you. Can you hoop?
That's a great question. I got a really good shot, actually. I'm not fronting on that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be launching a YouTube show soon where it's me playing one-on-one versus influencers. So you'll see a lot more of my game there. It's going to be on my YouTube, Buster Scher, but yeah, it's going to be a lot more.
Let's get it, man. Let me know if you need somebody out there with you. We can do 2-on-2 or whatever.
Yes,
I got you.
Are you ever in New York?
Yeah, man, I can definitely stop out there. I got some people and some family out there. That's not a problem for sure.
Yeah, just let me know.
All right. But so if you say you got a nice shot, so if you had to like compare your game to one of like NBA's greatest players in a sense, who would it
be? Don't make me compare. Oh yeah, Kobe Bryant and LeBron. Combination of all three times two.
Perfect, man. It's the only way to do it.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm like the middle school LeBron.
The middle school LeBron. And LeBron was still cold, I think.
I'm what LeBron was in middle school.
Yeah. Beast, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, I mean, overall, because, we talking sports, we talking everything. And I know everybody who's tuning in, listening to this, they're laughing their asses off right now. They're like really into it. So when it comes to overall your success, right? When it came to building your platform, building your brand, like what would be, your definition of success in your eyes?
Definition of success. I don't know. I'm way too young to give like a straight answer to that, but
yeah.
to be able to continue to do whatever I want to do at that point in time is, I can't think of anything better than that.
Gotcha. That's straightforward. It should be just like that for a lot of people. That should definitely be like that. So, because like you say you're young, you can't really speak on it, but you went through trials and tribulations. I know you had to go through errors and like formatting, just trying to figure it out, piece it together. Like, what advice would you give to somebody who's trying to follow in your footsteps in a sense to do, exactly what you're doing, create the next Hoop Nation and interviewing these celebrities out here?
I think not forcing anything is one of the most important things. Being patient, like, and I think patience comes when you're doing it out of passion. Intentions of interviewing A-listers or having 1 million followers or whatever, it wouldn't have happened.
Gotcha.
Ever. Would have never happened. But because I was doing it because I would have been doing it if I had 5 followers, which I was, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And if you kid with yourself and be like, yeah, my intentions are, I really love this, but deep down, whatever the truth is, that's the truth. It doesn't matter what you're saying in your head.
And you got to make sacrifices to go get what you want. Definitely. And I agree with that. I'm definitely in that boat for sure. But back into the sports realm, right? Like, who was your favorite team? Like, I know you say you're from New York, right?
Yeah, I'm a Knicks fan.
Okay. I was gonna say because you got Tim Hardaway Jr. out there, you got Courtney Lee, you got a couple guys out there, is doing their thing, right? So, you think they're gonna make it to the playoffs?
No, just because I'm a fan doesn't mean I think they're good.
Yeah.
Nah, but I grew up in Brooklyn. I actually lived in Brooklyn when the Nets moved there. All my friends became Nets fans, but I stayed a Knicks fan. Always will be. I hate every other team, and that's how it is.
Just say every other team. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, favorite
I like
player,
the players, but not the teams.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. All right, so if certain teams, like don't really care for, but it had to be favorite players. Who's your top five favorite players?
As like a fan, it's probably Kristaps, Tim Hardaway Jr., Enes Kanter, Frank Ntilikina, Kevin Knox. I'm a Knicks fan, bro.
Gotcha. All right.
As far as you know, who I support, anybody that shows love back, man. So anybody that's been on the 60-second show, anybody that's been nice in person, like I just support people that are good people.
Got you. And I support that too. So, the LeBrons out there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if LeBron needs it, but I'm there for him if he needs
it. Exactly. So now, when it's all said and done, because I know I don't have you long, right? No, I don't have you long. I know you get crunch for time. You got interviews to get out there. You got events and stuff to do. But, overall, like, what do you really want to be remembered for when it's all like said and done? Like once you chalk it up and you kick back and relax, like what do you want to be remembered for overall?
Never kicking it back and relaxing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just on the grind 24/7.
Always till the end.
Got you, brother. Until the day you die. Hey, I mean, I'm with it. I'm with it. So, I mean, with that being said, like I said, I don't want to keep you long. I just want to touch up on a few things. But overall, when it comes to, building your personal brand online, if you can just give a little bit more detail on, what inspires you to keep grinding? Like, why do you keep waking up day after day, dropping these 60-second videos, taking these trips? Like, what's the ground behind that?
Because I enjoy it, bro. Like, it's fucking lit. Like, I'm literally having so much fun, which is, how, like, that's how it should be for everybody. But, that's why. Like, that's just the truth.
I got it, man. I got it. But with that being said, like I said, I don't want to keep you long. So, if anything pops up, man, like I say, if you need somebody out there 1-on-1 with you 2-on-2 when you do the YouTube thing, let's get it, man. Hit me up. Let's stay connected. Where can people find you? If they want to know more about you, want to, track your success, see these interviews that I'm talking about. Because I know people are like, wait, he's interviewing, celebrities 60 seconds? No way. So where can they find you? Where can they connect with you at? What's the hashtag?
So if you want to see Hoops Nation, it's just Hoops Nation on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. My personal brand at Buster Scher, BUSTASCHER on Instagram. And my YouTube channel, if you want to see me hoop, is Buster Scher.
Got you. Much love. And I'll definitely put that down in the description in the podcast. So if anyone, want the links to you and have any questions, feel free, guys, to reach out to him. Don't hesitate.
DM me. I respond.
Exactly. As you can tell, man, he's a cool guy. I mean, he said he got a nice jumper, but, he's a cool guy too. So definitely feel free to reach out to him and connect. But with that being said, man, I'll definitely stay connected with you and shoot you over everything. But until next time, guys, much love, peace, and blessings. How you enjoy the podcast?
It was great, bro. Super clean, super smooth.
Gotcha.
I liked how you didn't just fucking go from question to question, which is what most people do.
What's the one thing people don't know about you?
There's so many directions I could go with this. I did not make my JV basketball team in high school.
Yeah. That's deep, though.
That's why I started broadcasting.
Yeah.
That's literally why. I wouldn't be broadcasting if I was playing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, by the way.
Absolutely, man. So what were you like in high school, though? Like, what was your, persona? Was you like that cool, quiet guy? Or was you like, the funny, loud? Like, what was your angle?
I don't know. I switched high schools, halfway through. I started high school in Brooklyn, finished in Connecticut. It was a very small school when I started in freshman year and sophomore through senior year. It went from 80 kids per grade to 550, and in the city to more out in Connecticut.
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely got cooler as high school went on. I didn't start out cool. But I wouldn't say I ended as I definitely wasn't the star of the football team. I was the dude broadcasting the game. So that's just how it is and how I like it.
But you was the plug. You was the plug.
Yeah, if people knew, I wasn't if a lot of people didn't know that I was doing any of this.
Really?
Until around graduation, words started going around a little bit.
dream team wise, like if you had to pick, your dream team or a person to play alongside with, anybody, right? Who would it be?
The 2018-19 Knicks.
All right, I rock with that. I mean, that's true fan right there.
Yep.
That's a true fan answer. I got you. If you could choose only one song to play every time you walk in a room for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I don't know. That's tough.
Just one song, one theme song. You got to be something.
I'd probably have to go with something classic just so I know it's not gonna like die out, right?
Yeah.
So probably like a Beatles song or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Like everything isn't cool after 5 years, but the Beatles have been cool for like 40 years. That's I don't know. Something by the Beatles. I don't know well enough to drop to name the song drop, but something by the Beatles.
Got you.